question, it helps.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, how many ever we are, we can still do it. Okay, continuing now on 431.
431. Shanta samsara kalanaha kalavaanapi niskalaha ya sachittopi nischittaha sa jivan mukta ishyate. He whose cares about the phenomenal state has been appeased, who, though possessed of a body consisting of parts, is yet devoid of parts, and whose mind is free from anxiety, is accepted as a man liberated in life.
Yeah. The first thing to notice here is that let us take the various part of the body. Now you get a sneeze. Would you be upset at the sneeze? Anyone getting upset at sneeze? I can answer.
Say again.
No, the thing is, would anybody get upset at their sneeze? Meaning the body has sneezing. Let's say you're sneezing.
No. For them, it is they relax with that.
No, you will not get agitated, you will not get worried or anything. So sneezing, then coughing, then urinating, then defacing, then eating, then sleeping, then all these activities are called as kala. Kalavan api nishkalaha. What it means is that he looks at his own body and makes the world as its body. The whole world is his body. Just like every organ is working together in tandem. He works with everyone in tandem, so there is no conflict. Example, if the teeth were to bite the tongue, you will not go and cut the tongue with anger, saying that how dare you, bite it, or you will not remove the teeth to save the tongue. In the same way, none of that person who is Jivan Mukta will not react to what is happening in the world, because he knows the world means all the parts of the body. That's all world is. There is no other world than this. So just like heart is independent of liver, and spleen is independent of liver, and then the intestine is independent of heart, then the brain is independent of the heart, and then the muscles are independent of everything other than that, and the feces are independent than the body. Urine is independent by itself, but they all do their functions.
Yeah.
And we are not going to get upset by urinating and saying that, oh my goodness, I myself have gone away in this urine. No, we go and we urinate and come back. So he treats this world as urine and feces. And because he does that, yasya chittam vinishchintam. Vinishchintam means chinta is not there. So there is vinishchintam means there is no anxiety of anything. Sajivan mukta ishyate. Such a one is considered to be a jivan mukta. So whether the person is having more kalas, that is lot of talent, wisdom, intelligent, in spite of that, he doesn't have ego. And because he doesn't have ego, there is nothing to take credit or debit of. And hence, he treats his body equivalent to the world. And hence, he possesses nothing. He doesn't possess the body, that means he doesn't possess the world. and hence Jivan Mukta.
Is it not the other way is also true? Everything is one.
Correct.
That means the prapancha is also within him and he is within the prapancha. So everything around him, he will start accepting it as if it is his extended, what you call, all pervading, because he himself is all pervading.
Yeah, the all pervading is something like he is possessing the body, which is all pervading, so it can go wherever, right? So when I walk, when I say
No, body will not. For body, there's a time and this time and space reference. But for manas, it can go anywhere, any moment.
yes, but then he shuns that, right? So there is no ego, so it cannot go anywhere. It is in his.
Okay, let me put it this way. There is inert and there is something called Chaitanya. Okay. And but inert also finally a part of Chaitanya only, right? Because inert, it will go to potential form, it will come back and it will happen, expansion and collapsing based on yugas. And for him, everything is all inclusive. Purnamidam.
That is correct. So he does it like.
So there is nothing called he is treating something. It is, no, I am not bothered. He is there everywhere. Only thing is, when the transformation happens from one form to another form, one name changes, for him, it is mithya. With that understanding, if even two people fights in front of him, for him, doesn't make any difference. There is no noise also for him. If somebody fights with him also, he will not care. I was thinking that way.
No, that is correct. That is how you are seeing it intellectually, but when you look at from experiential standpoint, he treats every person as his body only. So a tongue biting, the teeth biting the tongue, or
Correct.
body pain coming, he is not going to hit at that, right? Which means if he treats every person, every being like his body, then there is no fight at all, there is no conflict.
Correct.
So that is the reason he gives that example. Kalavan api nishkalaha. He has the parts, but he is not identified with the part in himself. So there is part and partless. He considers himself as one. Just like his body has different parts but considered as one, correct? So let us take your own example, but you have so many parts of the body, but but means all inclusive, right?
Yes.
In the same way, if we are able to see everyone and everything in that, you are a Jivan Mukta. Because there is no other thing than you.
Yes.
So how do we see that? I mean, intellectually we know we have to see it like that, but practically how to do it? So Shankara adds this second line, Kalavan api nishkalaha yasya chittam vinischintam sajivan mukta ishyate. And then because of that he has shanta samsara kalanaha. So there is no concern for the world, because world consists of body parts only. There's nothing else. So heart sometime will be not that happy. Sometime the liver will not be that happy. Sometime the hands will not be that happy. Sometimes the leg will not be that happy. But you pacify all of them by doing whatever needs to be done. In the same way, people around you will not be happy, so you pacify them as part of your body. And that is the state of a sage. So now the question comes, what is the difference between Jnana Marga and Bhakti Marga? This is jnana. If I am not able to see this, if I see somebody, like if I see Lata's body, Lata is walking and I see Lata as Lata, not Lata as my body, then I require to embrace bhakti because jnana is not working. So the test here is, after this, whatever we are doing, every day we need to stand in front of the mirror and see whether we are still identifying ourselves through the body. If yes, then Jnana Marga is not the way out. Bhakti is the way out. Because that ego is still not diminished. Intellectually, there is an understanding. Fine. But physically, in real sense, I still consider I am this body. So I require...
I have one doubt now.
Yes, go ahead.
There can be so many margas.
Correct.
Say, it's like reaching our Majestic bus stand.
Yes.
You can enter from Malaypuram side, or Chamarajapet side, or from K Road side, from other side, MG Road. But Majestic is one, right?
Yes.
So, one. So, you can come up to Majestic Ring Road. The moment you reach, whether this route or that route are all are merging in one place, right? That merging point is finally Bhakti Marga or Jnana Marga or any other. It is one and the same. End. I'm talking about end, not the starting point.
Correct. So sometimes what happens, but is that you will not... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, based on my convenience only I follow.
Yes, based upon your convenience only. Sometimes you will not even know it is Majestic. Then what do we do?
So there are two approaches. One is goal oriented. If you know the Majestic, you have a goal, you will reach that. If you don't know where you want to go, then it is like you are just moving, you don't know what it is. It's like we have so many people now in this world. They are fine with whatever they are doing. They follow everything. They follow ethics, they follow legality, and they don't harm others, but they don't say that it is spiritual.
No, that is correct. But see, now we have to look at this way. Your analogy is correct. So there are many paths. So Majestic is one. So somebody should have visited Majestic and say that this is the route to Majestic, and then there are various ways to go there. Agreed. So Nirvana is something like Majestic. Agreeable.
Yes.
Absolutely fair. But then three things should be known. One, there is something called as Nirvana. That is Majestic. Number two, there is a path to reach Majestic. Number three, we need to know which is the path that is suitable for me. Right. Otherwise, I'll be circling around without any knowledge of where I am. So, Jnana Marga is a direct path where you don't require any third party intervention. Meaning, I don't have to ask anyone on the road, does this road lead to Majestic?
Yeah.
So I directly sit in the bus or in the car or in the whatever vehicle and I come to Majestic because I know Majestic. Now for a person who doesn't know Majestic, who has heard about Majestic but doesn't know where it exists and how to reach there, he requires help. So when you require help, you require Savikalpa Samadhi. So you have to first have complete knowledge of Savikalpa and then come into Nirvikalpa. So it is a two-step process, whereas Jnana Marga is Nirvikalpa from the beginning. There is no Vikalpa at all.
Yes.
So the basic thing is to test whether we are in Nirvikalpa or we are still wanting some help. The best place to do that is mirror. The moment I stand in front of the mirror, I need to see what am I seeing. If I see my own reflection and I associate it with myself, it means I require help. It can be Guru's help, it can be Deva's help, or some goddess or god or whatever it is. Some deity has to help me now, because I am still not able to let go of that impression. The pratibimba is so strong that I take it to be mine. So mirror is a good example to see where we are. How far have I reached? So that will show me whether I'm reaching Majestic or I'm reaching, let us say, KR Road instead of Majestic. I want to go to Majestic, but I have taken a wrong route. I'm going to go to KR Road instead of Majestic, or some other road instead of Majestic. So why I brought up this is that kalavan api nishkalaha can be only be done when you are in complete nirvikalpa samadhi. Otherwise it is not possible. Lata, Srihari, you want to add something? Want to discuss something on this? A very important shloka. No modifications actually.
Yeah, so it is like consider the full world as our own body.
Correct.
Parts.
Correct.
And you're right. So if something is paining in the hand or something has hit, then you naturally, by instinct, you go and just rub that place.
Yes.
Or try to put that. So the same way, so if somebody is very sad or or any creature is in distress, you will feel the urge to go and elevate that or remove that suffering from the people. That's the way it's been told. So it's like, it's not that you are kind of loving on your hand or something like that, but it is just there and it's part. And you have that natural urge to consider everything as what do you say? So I think maybe some of the Jivan Muktas I have heard that if real calamities are happening somewhere else, they actually feel that by themselves because their awareness is spread across all over.
Yes.
So I got it. What you are trying to say. In that sense, and you're also right. Unless and until somebody is in that kind of state, only then be able to have that kind of mentality. Otherwise, it is not possible. It's only an intellectual understanding what we can have, how much ever we try.
Correct. Okay, so now we have this 431. We have to choose which marga. You want to go through the Jnana or through Bhakti. Assuming that we are going through Jnana, the next 11 shlokas will talk about Jivan Mukti Lakshana. If you were to have a check on a person, like what I was asking yesterday, Lata. Now you can check. There are 11 shlokas which talks about who is a Jivan Mukta and who is not. So we'll go through one by one. Srihari, you want to add or talk something about 431, what we just now discussed?
No, Vilas. I think what you indicated is that this second line in 431 is about, I think it is telling about the chitta will be there, but there are no chinta in it. That's what it means, right?
No, that is the third line. The second line is that you treat your body as everybody's body. So just like the body has many parts, every person has many parts. So you're not going to fight with the part at all.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Just like an example is the tongue and the teeth. The teeth comes in between the tongue and the tongue is injured. Will you go and remove all the teeth in anger?
No.
You will do what is required for the tongue. Even though it is severely paining, you will not do that. Let's say you are walking and there is, I think Lata has good experience in that. Her ankle get twisted. Now will you go and cut the leg because your ankle is twisted? No, you'll attend. In the same way, if somebody hurts you, or somebody abuses you, or somebody hits at you, somebody spits at you, somebody says something to you, you are treating it like part of your body, not reacting to anything at all. They can even spit on the face, but you are unmoved by that.
Okay.
And that spitting is like urine, just like you go and spit, right? We go and urinate. With earth is not doing anything about our urination. In the same way, you become that earth where every being can and is part of you only. So kalavan api nishkalaha. Then what you're saying is this: yasya chittam vinischintam. The chitta is not in any anxiety. So jivan mukta ishyate. So that is what considered as jivan mukta. Good. So now we come to the beautiful shloka, which 11 shlokas will talk about who is jivan mukta and who is not. So we, all the four of us can, and especially Bhatt, you were asking whether Ramakrishna Paramahamsa is a jivan mukta or Vivekananda is a jivan mukta, whether Ramana Maharshi is a jivan mukta, or whether Nityananda is a jivan mukta, or let's say Satya Sai Baba is a jivan mukta, or all the people whom we have heard is he jivan mukta or not. The 11 shlokas will tell us. So then you can decide who is jivan mukta and who is not. So Shankara has done a beautiful homework to say who is jivan mukta and who is not. So there is nothing to have a perplexing question that who is and who is not. So you can go ahead with 432.
Okay. Vartamanepi dehesmin chayavadanuvartini aham tamamata bhavo jivan muktasya lakshanam. The absence of the ideas of I and mine, even in this existing body which follows as a shadow, is a characteristic of one liberated in life.
Okay, so the second test, apart from standing in front of the mirror, what you need to do is, this is what I do most of the time, is I go on a walk every morning. So I follow the shadow. If you see, the shadow has all the attributes, but there is nobody there. Can you consider everyone as your shadow? If you are considering everyone as your shadow, and you yourself is a shadow, then there is no I and my concept. So, if somebody calls or claims to be a jivan mukta, the first view or the first test to see is whether he claims it as his own shadow or he treats himself as his body. And number two, does he consider everyone as a shadow or does he consider everyone as himself? If he considers everyone as himself, that is his body, then he is not. Why? Because he is seeing all the varna, colors. So somebody is dark, somebody is fair, somebody is brown, somebody is tall, somebody is short, all of that. So he is lost in that. He or she is lost in that. If not, if he considers everything as a shadow, why does the shadow come? Because there is light. So why does this body growing? Because of that light. So I, you and everyone are just shadow. We exist now as shadow, and when the light switches off, the shadow is also gone. So if I am able to live like a shadow, even when the body is persisting, vartamane api dehe asmin chayavat anavartini ahanta mamata abhavaha jivan muktasya lakshanam. So the body idea is not associated with I and mind. The body is just a shadow. If I am able to stay in that there is nothing called as a body, and nobody has any body at all. It is just appearance. All they can claim about themselves is just a shadow. So when I stand in front of the mirror, it's a shadow. There's no person out there. When anybody is standing in front of the mirror, whether it is nude or with dress, doesn't matter. It is just a shadow. Same thing on the road. So if we are able to see it like that, the body idea is gone. So the person is a Jivan Mukta. So Lata, when I asked this question, you said, I don't know. So now you have an answer to see who is a Jivan Mukta and who is not.
But still I cannot make out for others, right? So I can make only for myself.
Yes, you cannot make out 100% for others, but you can still look at it through how they react.
Yeah, so I think this shloka I have understood intellectually, because unless and until you have that experience like Yogananda had or any of those people had, you see, really go into that.
Yes.
Only then you will really appreciate. Otherwise, I actually intellectually understood. Yes.
Right. So now, how do you really practice? If you are going on a walk, or in the morning, or even when sun is there, you just watch the shadow. The body disappears. You can try it out. It's a beautiful experience to have. Just walk in the sun and you will see the shadow, but we never observe the shadow. We observe the road or whatever. You start observing the shadow and the body disappears. And then you watch everyone. It becomes shadow. So now you are not fighting with any shadow at all, right?
Yeah, correct.
So now you can see Brahman, Satya, Jagat, Mithya straight.
Yeah, if you are able to really get that experience in one shot, you will understand that. Yes.
That's all what it is. We don't have to say that whether this a person is a samsari, is a family person, can he become this, can he become... It's all shadow only. There is nothing, nobody as a family person, nobody as a recluse, nobody as this, nobody as that. It's just the shadow. And the light is causing the shadow. Where are the persons? All persons are shadow only.
Yeah, just a superimposition.
Just a superimposition, that's all. So the first test. But you have any comment? Otherwise we can go to 433.
No, I'm fine. 433. Atita-anusandhanam bhavishyada vicharanam औदासीन्यमपि प्राप्ते जीवन्मुक्तस्य लक्षणम्. Not dwelling on enjoyments of the past, taking no thought for the future, and looking with indifference upon the present are characteristics of one liberated in life.
Okay. Now we have read, or you could have read about Eckhart Tolle's book on present, being in present out. That's still not Jivan Mukta. You have to be indifferent to that also. Generally, we have past and future. So with the normal person's attitude is to have a past and predict the future. And the whole world works like that. Few years back we were this and now we will be that. This and that, this and that, this and that. We miss the present. But when you come to the present, even if you are staying in the present, it's still realization only. It is not Jivan Mukta. So the second attribute of a sage is to look at the consistency and constant. Consistently the time is changing. What is constant is the consciousness. It watches the time moving by consistently. So, no point in having past regrets and no point in having anxieties and worries of the future. And then there is no anticipation in the present. And is having indifference to all the present accomplishment, whatever has worked or whatever has not worked. If these three stages, that is past, present, future, are stopped, then the mind is gone. Because mind means movement. And if movement is there, then you have past, future, and present. And all the three are fabrication. They are not real. So who was I in the past? What I will be in the future? What am I doing in the present? All the three are absurd questions. So if that is what is experienced, then that person is Jivan Mukta. This is slightly difficult. The first one was easy. This one requires more depth, but it can be picked up. So there is one constant and one consistent. If you put the time, which is having present, past, and future, they are consistently moving. Doesn't stay. Whereas a Jivan Mukta is a constant. There's no movement. That means he is away from the past, he is not anticipating about the future, nor is he nor is he having any attachment towards the present. Anything you want to discuss here, or have you understood?
Yeah, so fine.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. But then I will say.
The past and present, I understand. It's all this one. When you are in the present, you should be really in present. Right? That is what is our understanding so far. Now he says in the present also you should have that audasinya.
Yes, udasinya. Udasinya means you shouldn't be considering present as present also.
Then so far our understanding that you should be always in present. Don't go to past and future. Why? There's a gap in our previous understanding and now.
No, the realization is that there is only present moment. Jivan Mukta is beyond that. There is nothing wrong in having the present moment. But then that is only realization. So what you have is only present moment. So you realize that the only moment which is there is present. There is no past in the future. This is fabrication of the mind. When you come to Jivan Mukta, you become audasinyam api praptam. So whatever accomplished in the present moment, also you are indifferent. What it means is that he surrenders and accepts as it is without reacting against it or favoring towards it. So it becomes a very carefree experience in the present. Yes, but questions?
No, it's fine.
It's fine. Yeah, Lata, go ahead.
Now I forgot what I wanted to say. But when you are in the Jivan Mukta state or in that Brahman state, how do I say? So nothing is affected in that.
Yes.
So it is untainted. So whatever happens in the past, present, or future, or whatever, it is just there. We ourselves, if you take ourselves also, from childhood to now, so nothing has stuck to us, right? Maybe in the mind it is stuck, but in the real you behind, nothing is stuck.
Yes.
Whatever experiences, whatever you had, good experiences or bad experiences, you had fallen down and hurt yourself, broken your bones or whatever, but that is not stuck to you, that you. So
Yes.
nothing sticks to you,
Nothing sticks to you. Yes, you are right.
but you are aware of everything that is there.
Yeah, you watched everything.
Yeah, you have watched everything.
But
So I remember when Sarva Priyanatha was giving one lecture. So he was giving the difference between how do you differentiate between that when you are really in awareness, that awareness, the self-awareness, or with the mind. Mind can also introspect, right? So he tried various explanations, and then he said this one. This actually I liked. So either you are doing something, engrossing something, your mind is engrossing something, and something hit you hard, and there is a pain, right? The one which recognizes that pain is that awareness. Because your mind is elsewhere, but still when that pain came, you recognized it, that split second.
yes.
So it is ever aware of what is happening. Then that is unaffected by any of these things. So this past, present, and future doesn't make. So that's what I wanted to say, but I am not able to put it in words what I want to say properly.
No, I got the message or the information. Very correct way what you said is, if we were to observe from our childhood till today, including right now as we speak, nothing is sticking to you.
Right.
That's all what it is. So we can put it as a past, or we can put it as a present, or we can put it as a future. It doesn't really matter. But what really is happening is nothing is sticking, not only to you, to anyone also.
Yeah, correct. So we are just going through this some ocean or river or whatever, but nothing is sticking. So many experiences are coming, but no experience is sticking to you really.
Yes, because that I does not stick anywhere.
Yeah, correct.
That's all. So whether your childhood experience or my childhood experience or Sri Hari childhood experience or Bhatt's childhood experience is just the same Brahman enjoying in 4 bodies. The childhood remains the same.
Correct.
And the adulthood, if we were to take, is the same. And old age is also the same. There's nothing called as Bhatt's old age is different than my old age and your old age and Sri Hari's old age or any person's old age. It is the same. And the death feeling is the same. It is common. It seems different, but it is common.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, from that sense, it is common. Yes.
It is common. Now let's take a daily routine. Having breakfast is common, correct?
Yes.
Taking bath is common. Wearing dress is common. Going for urination and defacing is common. Then again having lunch is common. Again having dinner is common. Going in the car is common. Going by walk is common. Going to one country, another country by anyone is common. So everything is common only. There's nothing special. So when we see this common, immediately there is no past, there is no future, and unfortunately there is no present also. So there is no present accomplishment because it is common.
Yeah, same is with the animals also, right?
Same with the animals.
Don't wear dress.
Yeah, same.
They also get up. They also have food. They will also maybe take bath in their own ways, and it's all the same. The same thing repeats. So.
The same thing repeats. So the Brahman in the plant, the Brahman in the insect, the Brahman in the bacteria, the Brahman in anything we see, including humans, and Devas and Brahma and all that, is the same.
Yeah.
So everybody undergoes the same thing. And there is no everybody, there is only one.
One.
Seen in different forms. And because we have different forms, we think it is different. But there is nobody called.
Because that is what our senses say, right?
Yes, that is what our
And
senses say.
I think that maybe when you're in a infant and all, you don't have a feel of the body. So you
Yes.
generally feel everything you see around is part of you only.
Yes.
But only slowly it comes. This is my body, and then we get identified totally with it.
Yes. So now another example, another good example. So next 2 weeks, Bhatt is not there. He is in America. So now the mind follows America. Right? Let's say I am obsessed with America. What will happen? I will feel, oh, Bhatt is so lucky. He is going to America. Now I am not lucky. I am here and all. That will come. What if I am a Jivan Mukta? Is Bhatt going to America?
No.
No. Simple. And the problem is solved. Even though in real sense, Bhatt will be scratching his head. Boss, I am going to America. I have a ticket to America. I am going to California. Okay. As far as the Vyavaharika, it is correct. As far as Paramarthika, it is not at all there. Nobody is going anywhere.
Yeah, same is with death also, right?
Yes.
This is how I thought when my mother passed away. Nobody is coming and nobody is going away. It's not that intellectual. So you should really feel that.
Yes. So the real feeling is how to do it. Is to see yourself from childhood till date, like what you correctly said. You have watched all, but nothing has stuck to you.
Right.
So now that is not stuck to you, is going to one place to another going to stick to you?
No.
No. And now you extend it to going from one body to another body. Does it stick to you?
No.
No. So where is death? Not there. So where is birth?
There.
Where is birth?
Birth also not there.
Birth also is not there. So now you have become Jivan Mukta. Now you have seen both ends and middle. First end is birth. Last end is death. The middle is the samsara. Now you have seen all the three.
Yes.
So if you associate with samsara, then you have birth and death. If you don't associate samsara, where is birth and where is death?
Correct.
That's all. So you are released. So now you are also a Jivan Mukta in that way. If you start seeing it in that way. But if I put mind, now I will say, oh, you are going to America. Oh, very good. But internally, I am feeling that pinch that I am not in America. If I love America, if I hate America, then I'll give sermon to Bhatt saying that why are you going to America? That's not a right place to go, and the culture is not good, and this is not good, and that is not good. Both are attachment only. In the same way, everything about the companies we are working, about the projects we are doing, about everything is the same.
Yeah. Even if you see the work life, so many projects we have worked on, with so many people you have also worked with.
Yes.
And I have also worked with different companies, but nothing is stuck to you.
Yes. Nothing.
In the mind, there could be impressions and all, but that other behind, there is nothing which is stuck to that.
Yes. Nothing is stuck to it. Nothing will stick to it also.
Yeah, that is very clear. Nothing can stick to it, yes.
And nothing will stick to anybody also.
Yes.
So why this so much of fight? That I exist, you don't exist, and this exists, that ritual exists, this one is good, that one is bad. All are shadow only. We are fighting on shadows, nothing else.
Yeah.
But the sun above is smiling and saying that what stupid people you are. Without me, the shadow doesn't exist. What are you talking? So when we see that, the mind goes away. So there is nothing on past, present, and future. Okay, 434.
434. गुणदोष विशिष्टेऽस्मिन् स्वभावेन विलक्षणे सर्वत्र समदर्शित्वं जीवन्मुक्तस्य लक्षणम्. Looking everywhere with an eye of equality in this world, full of elements possessing merits and demerits and distinct by nature from one another, is a characteristic of one liberated in life.
Okay, so there are three parts to this. Guna dosha vishishte asmin. Guna and dosha. So there is triguna, that is sattva, rajas, tamas. These three also are the dosha, have defects. Every object worth the name, whoever we can say, comes with all the three doshas. And the body also comes with three dosha: kapha, vata, and pitta. So this is three dosha. So body has dosha, mind also has the dosha of sattva, rajas, tamas. So it is majorly dosha. Swabhavena vilakshane. Swabhava, it's its own nature. And their vilakshane, they are different from each other. Sarvatra samadarshitvam jivan muktasya lakshanam. Now, who is a jivan mukta? When he sees every shadow is created by that light only. In the same way, every guna which is there is just the guna of nature, that is prakriti. He has got nothing to do with this guna. So he transcends that through eye of equanimity, samadarshitvam. So what it really means, how does the difference come to be? So let us say we are taking a project in the office and another team is doing a project, and there is a fight between this team and that team who should be running this project, and then that other team is doing well. In the eyes of A team, B team is going forward, and in the eyes of B team, they want to beat A team so that the project can be with them, the complete project can be with them. And the management says that, look, we have invested in your team and we also invested in that team. Whichever team succeeds, that project will go there. Now this is what is called a circumstantial reality. So the reality looks based upon circumstances. Now, I being there in that circumstances is due to law of karma. Not because somebody is doing injustice to me or justice to me. The very fact I am landing in that place at that point in time is because of karma. Unless that karma is completely exhausted, no matter what I do, it is not going to work. Because there is no injustice of these varying circumstances and experiences happening to various people. So, what we see outside as a reaction is for the same karma, differences in handling. Differences in handling the circumstances because their mind may be elevated or may not be elevated, may have clarity, may not have clarity. But a sage will be able to see this and he doesn't react because he knows that the person who is reacting to something is reacting based upon the karma which he doesn't like. Another team loves that. So one team is losing, another team is gaining. Now those team which are gaining is due to law of karma. Those team which is losing is also law of karma. So actually it is karmic oriented, because they have landed in that spot due to their karma. There's karma at work, and it has got nothing to do with the sage. So what does a sage do? He will try to see this as a drama played in front of him, because he is also part of the same karma, but he is beyond karma and he just watches it and does what is required. If he has to interact with A team, he will interact. If he is interacting with the B team, he'll interact. He doesn't get biased on A team or biased on B team, and he will not interfere in their fight. Any questions?
So it
That
is saying
means if
still
thief or
yeah, fine. Continue, but
a good or bad person, when he is there in front of you, doesn't make any difference for you.
Yes.
But when you come to this real so-called Jagrata Avastha world, you have to do your duty. If you are a policeman, if somebody is violating rules, you have to go and punish him
Correct.
as kartavya.
Yes.
But you will not see him as a negative person.
Yes.
Only Swabhava is different. You are trying to give a treatment.
Yes. Because he has a guna. He has a tamasic guna. And you are doing what needs to be done for a tamas kind of a mentality. That's all.
and also each person when you interact with anybody, so it is a changing thing. It is not the same mental makeup that person has. It keeps changing.
Yes.
But we will create a mental impression about that person based on one or two interactions, and then based on that you will interact with that person.
Yes. Which is not
right.
Which is not right, because we are missing the point that it is circumstantial, not because the person is like that. Every person behaves differently due to different circumstances on what he sees, and what he sees or she sees is based upon their karmic essence.
Right. So that's why we shouldn't
Judge.
I think we have discussed this point before also. So we shouldn't bring the baggage of our previous interactions, and then using those lens, you should not interact with that person. So just interact as it is. You are seeing that person for the first time.
Yes, you have to erase out all the past memories, including with your wife and children, or husband and children.
Correct. So at that moment, it could be sometimes that person will be angry for some reason, it could be depressed for some reason, could be happy for some reason, but it keeps changing. It is not the same.
Yes,
it's not the same. I think it's very rare that I don't think anybody is like that. That the same kind of interactions are there always.
The same kind of interaction will be there in a sage, because he doesn't distinguish anyone.
Yeah, correct. Only in that, but otherwise everybody will be different. So
everybody will be different. Yes.
Correct. At each instance is different. Nothing is same.
Exactly. See, now let us look at 2020 March. COVID came, the anxiety. Now you don't remember that anxiety at all. So you are untouched by whatever happened. There were a lot of people who went to hospital, a lot of people who died, a lot of people happened this, that, so many things happened. But
nothing has stuck to you.
Nothing has stuck to you. So why do we get biased? What's the need initially to get biased? That question, if we were to ask, we will come to know because of the circumstances we are biased. We don't want that situation to arise. Then the question to be asked is, why am I seeing this situation? I'm seeing this situation because it is karmically bound.
Yeah, that is what is difficult to see for people, right?
Yes.
When you see the circumstances, you feel it is outside of you.
Yes, but
You never give it a thought. It is because of your inner essence is why you feel the circumstances like that.
yes,
That understanding is very difficult to come.
yes, but when it dawns, you will stop worrying, because everything you are seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling and thinking are circumstantial only.
Yeah,
None of them are non-circumstantial.
right.
And me in, let us say, Sweden, and me here in Bangalore are the same. The circumstances are the ones which has changed.
Correct.
And that me is thinking that he is in Sweden, and another me is in America, another me is in Australia, another me is in London, another me is as a Brahma, another me as a Deva, another me as whatever, or as a Preta, or as a Pishachi, or whatever it is, or as an animal, or as a bird, as a insect, or whatever it is. That same me only. It is circumstantial. So it has taken that body because of circumstances, not because that it is indeed a bee or a cow or a dog or a cat or a fish or whatever. It is circumstantial. The circumstances has made it to take that body.
Yes.
So why should I then fight with circumstances? At the same time, at this moment, 9:28 now, there are crows which are flying, there are people who are walking, there are dogs which are roaming, there are flights which are going, there are so many things which are happening at the same time, and that is how Brahman is omnipresent.
Yeah, correct.
Every-
Everything happens in his presence, yes.
In this present only everything is happening. And a person has taken a flight because of circumstances. Now Bhatt is going to America because there is circumstances. So the circumstances come, so he is going. It is me who is going there, and after that the me comes back. So where is I going? Nowhere. It's only me which is going everywhere. Whatever calls as me.
Yeah.
So when everything is circumstantial, there is no point in fighting. So when you don't...
Yeah, see, if you really implement that in the life, you cannot be angry with anybody or disappointed with anybody, depressed with anybody.
Yes.
Right.
And not only that, you will never be happy about anybody, because that happiness is circumstantial. So you are moved out of circumstances. So neither you are happy nor you are sad.
Or you're sad.
So nor you are glad nor you are angry.
Yes.
That's all what it is.
Good, Vilas. Shall we continue tomorrow?
Yes, absolutely. We'll continue
our
tomorrow.
meeting.
Yes.
Okay. Fine.
Okay. Good day. Good day
Okay.
to all the
Thank
three.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good day.